Today I learned an 18th-century American businessman published a book in which he ranted about politicians, the clergy, and his wife. It had no punctuation and had random capitalization. In the second edition, he added an extra page with 13 lines of punctuation marks, stating that readers could put them anywhere. Dexter was born in Malden, Massachusetts. He had little schooling and worked as a farm laborer at the age of 8. When he was 16, he became an apprentice to a leather dresser. In 1769, he moved to Newburyport, Massachusetts. He married Elizabeth Frothingham, a rich widow, and bought a mansion. Some of his social contemporaries considered him unintelligent. Many of them gave him bad business advice to discredit him and make him lose his fortune. Because he was largely uneducated, his business sense was considered peculiar. He was inspired to send warming pans, used to heat sheets in the cold New England winters, for sale to the West Indies, a tropical area. His captain sold them as ladles for the local molasses industry and made a good profit. Next, Dexter sent wool mittens to the same place, where Asian merchants bought them for export to Siberia. People jokingly told him to ship coal to Newcastle. He did so during a miners' strike at the time, and his cargo was sold at a premium. At another time, practical jokers told him he could make money shipping gloves to the South Sea Islands. His ships arrived there in time to sell the gloves to Portuguese boats on their way to China. His book contained 8,847 words and 33,864 letters. Dexter initially handed his book out for free, but it became popular and was reprinted 8 times.
Here's what the Redditors of TIL had to say about this.
Pax Nova says, Timothy Dexter, the world's luckiest idiot. He got rich selling coal to Newcastle, a coal capital of England. By the time the ships arrived, a strike had occurred and coal was actually in high demand. Rob Gray 03 19 hours ago. There is absolutely no reason for that plan to work out. That man was an idiot. And then he was a rich idiot. I'm furious. Tokyono says. His name was Timothy Dexter. He did a great number of batshit things. Unfortunately, most of them don't have a source. But the bit about this book does. The other incident which has a source, is that he faked his death to see how people would react, attended his wake, and when he revealed he was alive, beat his wife for not grieving him enough as she hadn't cried. Mindless Amoeba, 22 hours ago. I can't imagine why she wasn't too upset about his death. The Zoidberg, 18 hours ago. Imagine how disappointed she was after learning he's still alive. Fetid Shambler quotes 18 hours ago. His relationships with his wife, daughter, and son also suffered. This became evident when he started telling visitors that his wife had died, despite the fact that she was still alive, and that the woman who frequented the building was simply her ghost. LMAO yeah, not the best relationship. Paul Varjak 0, 23 hours ago. Today we call it the internet and everyone can do it and talk about anything without worrying about any of it coming back on them unless they threaten harm, property damage or theft. It would be interesting to see what documents like that would look like to assess our grammar and sentence structure skills from time to time. Burninator05 replies 22 hours ago. ... semicolon 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 colon 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 exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark question mark question mark question mark question mark open bracket close bracket close bracket close bracket. Just go ahead and put those anywhere. You have the standard periods, commas, exclamation points, and question marks to choose from. I also threw in some colons and semicolons in case anyone actually knows how to use them. The parentheses are just for fun. Paul Varjak 0 22 hours ago. Today, we call it the internet, and everyone can do it and talk about anything without worrying about any of it coming back on them unless they threaten harm, property damage or theft. It would be interesting to see what documents like that would look like to assess our grammar and sentence structure skills from time to time. I started to, but it was impossible to use it all. I'm a failure. Pidge English said 21 hours ago. Dexter's one of my favorite people. He was such an insane raging asshole who kept failing upward even though everyone hated him. His whole story is bonkers.
Thanks for watching. Today I learned by the Reddit King. Please be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications.